Hey, how's it going? This is your boy Quan here, and today I'm pretty much starting a new segment of why you should learn this or why you should learn that. Starting with one of the things that I'm confident with, which is why you should learn Hapkido, Krav Maga, or any self-defense martial art. Let me explain. So, the reason why I think it is highly important that you learn some self-defense and possibly keep going at it is because in most of the time practice goes with two things. First thing is practical application, and the second thing, which is kind of close to the first thing, is mindset. Now, why those two things are important is because with practical application, you don't just happen to just learn certain techniques and think that it's going to work. No, you go into a class and you possibly keep going into that certain class to learn how to apply those to certain targets, such as palm strikes to the head, fists to the body, as I was taught in Hapkido. But the most important thing I want to keep in mind is that it also gives you the mindset that you want to be as feral as possible, but know when to back it up when ready, or when to hit and run, as I like to call it. Now, does this mean you are capable of taking on any fighter? No, 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 no. You see, fighters, especially combat athletes, probably already know most of these tricks. Now, the thing is that they're in that sports mindset. However, they've been doing training for years, and that goes for not only just combat athletes, but people who just take up martial arts for years. They probably know a little bit of the dirty tricks, as they call it. It's just that, they don't want to apply it unless they're in a life or death situation. So it's good to kind of keep that balance in mind that this will help you defend the other 50 or 60% of people. Because as a famous comedian that I listen to, Ali Sadiq, once said, is that not many people know how to fight because either they are slightly a little bit unhealthy or they don't put themselves through it. And putting themselves through it can be a mixture of either A, not enough street fights, or B, going to actual martial arts or combat sports and doing it enough times to where they've sparred, they've had their highs, they've had their lows, and all that things. And it's quite honest, a little bit sad, because I think probably if a lot of people learn martial arts, that probably solve a lot of their problems, including, being a little bit egotistical when they shouldn't. But keep that in mind that even though you know these awesome techniques and you might want to be a little jokey about someone who's been doing martial arts for years or someone who does MMA for years, keep in mind that you may nowhere be capable of that because they've not only put in those years, they pretty much gained the athleticism, the speed, and the actual intention repeatedly to do that to where you're still learning it. They pretty much know how to just jump in and do it without hesitation, which needs to get you there. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't shy from the point. But keep in mind that learning these techniques, like I mentioned before, will help you get into the mindset and the defense of how to protect yourself from the other 60% of people who don't know how to fight, but also the 30% of those people that happen to be possibly more violent than they should. And this will get you into the mindset of not only defending yourself in certain situations, how to read body language, but also how to just, de-escalate. Because sometimes all you really need is just to calm everything down and be confident enough to know that if it does go in that direction, that you can handle yourself. And that's the main thing that I want to bring circle with this is whatever martial art you learn, whatever self-defense you go for, that the main focus is to make sure that you are confident in yourself, that you do this enough times to be confident in a certain situation. And with the mindset thing, keep in mind that not only gives you the ability to go feral, to go punisher when you need to, but to have sometimes the daredevil mindset or even just to hit and run because keep in mind that in true self-defense, anytime you're able to make it home safely, that means you won that battle. And that includes whether you hit and run, whether you de-escalate, whether you actually have to fight and win the battle, or whether you just have to just literally just run and make it home safely. Keep that in mind, because there's nothing more important than getting back home safely. With that being said, this is your boy Quan. Hope this helps. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe, and of course, stay tuned for some drills that might accompany some of these things. Deuces.